Hi guys, welcome to another video and welcome to my new 35mm film camera. I've managed to pick this up off eBay, complete for £45. It's a Canon EOS 50E, which is an eye control model actually, which was manufactured early to mid 90s, and it comes complete with a 28 to 80mm lens. It's alright. Apparently the Mark 1s of these lenses are really nice. But anyway, as you've probably guessed from the previous video, I'm sort of slowly getting back into film. I'm really enjoying film. I'm enjoying the constraints of not being able to see photos straight away and the fact of only having so many images you can take. But unlike the Holga where I was getting 12 photos, these I actually get 36 photos on a roll. So I've loaded it up with a roll of colour film, come to Bowden Lakes Country Park in Northumberland, and let's go and have a wander and see what we can find to photograph. Okay, so I've just composed my second shot of the day. I haven't taken it yet. Now, this isn't my second shot on the film because actually, once I loaded it last week, I actually took a few on a family walk, you know, because it's a nice light camera, so it's easy to walk around. And the beauty is being a film camera, I don't get too concerned about whether it's going to get broke in my bag or whatever, you know, it's cheap enough. Obviously, it'd be better if it didn't. But anyway, I've just composed this shot, so I'm just going to literally, as you can see what I've done, I've literally just using the boardwalk leading your eye down. I'm going to take the shot now. You can hear the self-timer. Well, it looks like it's just the two shots from here. And, you know, I'm shooting film, so I don't actually mind. Which might sound stupid, you know, because I don't want to come and shoot a whole roll of film unless the subject really justifies shooting a whole roll of film. And perhaps this is why film makes you a bit of a better photographer. Not because of the medium itself, but because you can't just shoot willy-nilly. You know, if I was shooting digital, there's a lot of shots I would have probably took because they might be okay. But with film, you really think about every single frame. But let's talk about the actual camera itself. Well, if you watch my Holga video, you would see that I made a right mess up of loading it. This being a sort of more advanced film camera, it actually pretty much loads itself. It's automatic loading. So all I do is put the roll of film in, pull it over, and then it winds on. But if I stop that clip there and rewind it just a little bit, can you notice there's a little bit of what looks like oil on the shutter? Now, I'm very concerned that this may be developing a sticky shutter situation. Canon film cameras are renowned for it, and they changed the design from mid-90s onwards. So this is probably one of the last ones with the old design. And what it is the shutter dampener. It's basically was made out of a kind of rubber which sort of breaks down over time and leaves an oily residue on the shutter, which can cause real bother. So I may end up having to clean it. So at the moment, I'm not even sure these shots are coming out. But the camera itself, you know, it's got all the bells and whistles you would expect from a Canon. Aperture priority, shutter priority, program mode, fully manual. It's DX coding, so when I put a film in, it'll recognise the code, there's like a barcode on the film, and it will set the ISO accordingly. It has bracketing, if I require bracketing for the exposure. It has a self-timer. It also has eye focus, because it's an autofocus camera with a whole grand total of 3 focusing points. But you know, back in the day, that was cutting edge. So what it means is I basically had to calibrate it, and I can look, and if I look to the left, it will focus on the left-hand spot. If I look to the right, it will focus on the right, and if I look in the middle, funny enough, it will focus on the middle. You know, it was cutting edge stuff in the mid-90s. Now it's quite laughable, but you know, it's there. But it's a sturdy, well-built camera, and it feels nice in the hand. And I really want to try putting some slide film through it, because at the moment I'm using a colour print film I had knocking around the house, which I think was Kodak Colour Plus, I think. But yeah, I say I've taken a couple of shots today. I've taken, I think, 2 or 3 when I was out with the kids and the family walk the other day. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack up, jump in the van, maybe go home, and we'll continue this video at the coast. Apologies for the dodgy audio. Okay, so I've been pushing my luck a little bit here. What I've done, I've fitted the 6x filter, and I've tried to take some longish exposures. Now, honestly, one thing I've noticed is the metering just gone haywire as soon as I put the 6x filter on. So I've used an app on my phone to spot meter, and then I've added enough exposure to compensate for 6 stops, which is bringing me to about 2 seconds. And then I've added an extra stop to allow for the film not being so sensitive at longer exposures. I don't know, it's a bit of guesswork. Hopefully it's worked. I should have a little bit of latitude with my exposures with film, so I'm not shooting slide film, so hopefully it'll be okay. But yeah, it's about finished my roll off, to be honest, so I'm going to get the film processed. So that is the first roll of film shot on the Canon EOS 50E using Kodak Colour Plus. And it's been an enjoyable experience, and I've enjoyed using the camera. And I'm also very pleased to say that all the shots came out. So the shutter seems fine. I don't seem to be having a sticky shutter, but I am going to get checked out. I'm going to get cleaned a little bit. There seems to be no more residue on it. And I did have to check the other side, and that looks absolutely fine, but I am going to get it checked and cleaned. It probably needs a bit of TLC, but all in all, the camera's wonderful. I've really enjoyed it. Perhaps the only thing negative for me is the fact it's only got 3 focusing points. I really wish it had more. And maybe that's because I used to have the Canon EOS 300 and I used to have the 33 as well, which had 7 focusing points, which I know it's only a few more, but you know, more focusing points has got to be better, hasn't it? But anyway, wonderful camera, and I do look forward to using it again in the future. And it has started a bit of a snowball effect because I've actually bought myself another new film camera, which I'm going to talk to you about in another video. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed the images. I've got to say that I'm loving shooting film at the moment. So please do subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of these videos. Well, we'll discuss more film cameras, you know, and more adventures in analog as such. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Please do give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. I love your comments, and I'll see you again in another video very, very soon.